I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and by way of explanation tells her life story. We are at the beginning. We're not at the beginning. Yeah, we're still at the beginning of book 4. Working title is Eyes of Different Colors. Last week in Eyes of Different Colors, Ava's little brother came to visit her in the city. Ava shaved off 15 years of hair growth off her head. I should make that clear. And started volunteering for a feminist newspaper. This is a chapter called Bald Ambition, and it's a continuation of that chapter. Meanwhile, at Forever and a Day, the owner hires her nephew. Can you clean this up? He motions to a mess he made behind the cappuccino machine. No, it's your mess, I respond. His cheek twitches. Straight-laced, arrogant, and macho, Antonio seems embarrassed to be here, like he thinks he's too good to be a waiter. He's always been a dick to me, but since I shaved my head, it's worse. But I'm helping these customers. He smiles at 2 girls he's giving change to. Once they're gone, he comes over to where I'm standing, folding cutlery into napkins. You shouldn't talk to me like that in front of the customers, he exclaims. You shouldn't talk to me like that in front of customers. His cheek twitches again. I can give change too, I continue. I could have served those girls and you could have cleaned up your mess. Now his cheek is really working. He glares back at me and balls his fists. You're a bitch, he says. What? I say it louder than I mean to. You're a fucking bitch, he says quietly. He jolts his body towards me. Hey! Bill, our manager, looks up from where his papers are spread out over an empty table. The lunch rush is over. With the departure of the 2 girls, there's no one in the restaurant. I asked her to clean up behind the cappuccino machine and she got all uppity, Antonio says, turning towards Bill. Uppity. I shake my head. It was your mess, I say. Bill gets up. Antonio, clean up the cappuccino machine, he sighs. Come with me, Ava. I follow him outside to the patio, which is closed for the season. What's going on? He says. He never does any of the prep work or cleaning, I say. He commandeers the till and shit. I start to cry. It's okay, Bill says. He goes inside and comes back out with some napkins. I blow my nose. Why don't you take the afternoon off? Antonio can manage. It's not busy. Now I feel offended. Send the woman home, but keep the guy on task. I know Bill doesn't mean it. He's trying to be kind, thinks I'm too upset to work. I'm okay, I say. And I can see where this will go. Ava can't handle the pressure. Antonio stays and cements his right, which is already greater than mine, to be here. It really is fine, says Bill. No, I'm okay. I wish I could stop shaking. Bill pats my arm. Antonio shouldn't use language like that around you. I don't care about the language. I trail off. Are you sure you're going to be okay? Yes, I'll be fine. And I am. The letter I sent to the New Orleans photographer returns to me. No longer at this address. It's slid open at one end, but my missive is there, seemingly untouched. The FBI, laughs my roommate, Brian. What was your friend doing beside taking photographs? Really? I say. You don't think he just moved and the post office was... Brian laughs again. Moved to jail, maybe. Ava, the post office does not slit open letters to see if they can find clues to deliver them. The FBI slits open letters, though for people they're surveilling. I nod slowly. What do you think he did? Who knows? Most likely drugs. I stare at the envelope in my hands, remembering how friendly and kind Jean and his friends had been. It doesn't seem possible. Yeah, it does. Cold and eerie, with only 2 of us here in the Women's Journal's office at night. I sit in the corner near the front door and the other volunteer, a Chilean named Christine in the owner's suite. Hi, I'm calling from Women's Journal. I try to make my voice sound bright and happy. Would you like to subscribe? Fuck, this is difficult. Disconnected from my body. I'm not. Who does this? I hate people who call at night when you're at home, relaxing. When I stop talking or don't have that phone in my ear, it feels like the air has been sucked out of the room. I hear cars pass on the street below and Christine in the other office saying the same things I am. But around those sounds, death. I want to write stories. How do I get to write stories? I'm afraid to ask. Next chapter, a collection of loosely connected events. At home, I journal and read like a fiend. I devour this book Christine told me about, Sexual Behavior in the Human Female. Only women who can't get men masturbate. That's what I've always believed, but according to this book, the most sexually active women masturbate all the time. It's not a sin. The book doesn't tell me that. I'm just getting around to believing it, not only in my head, but in my heart and body, my soul, I guess. How many orgasms can I have before my body gives up? After a couple hours, I give up. No end in sight. Maybe you can wear a wig or a hat, my sister suggests. I imagine myself in a turquoise satin dress, matching pumps and baby's breath in my hair or strapped around my scalp. I think about my sister's fiance, Robin. He's attractive, but says things like, I chose Sandra because she looks like a Budweiser girl. What the hell? Regarding me, he said, there ain't going to be no bald women in my wedding party. My brother Michael tells me this, not Sandra. Michael laughs, adding, we don't care if you're lesbian, Ava. I draw my breath in sharply, say nothing. Sandra is getting married in 6 weeks. I didn't even think about it when I shaved my head, though it's true that the whole idea of marriage creeps me out. The virginal white dress, the flowers, the ownership by the groom, the vows to obey, the church. Ugh. Disliking marriage doesn't make me lesbian. Oh God, that word sticks in my mouth. Gay is so much better. I'm supposed to be Sandra's maid of honor, but only if I wear a wig. I won't wear a wig. I can't do this. You said you could. You have to kiss me or something. But you said that for men, it's only the sex, that the emotional part doesn't matter. So go ahead, fuck me. He laughs, tries again, stops. I lie on my back, staring at the ceiling. I told you. Michael, the xylophone playing weirdo I busted a rainbow gathering with last summer, before starting my hitchhiking trip around the States, gets up, shakes his head, and puts his clothes on. He looks back at me. I gotta go, he says. My brother expects me for supper. Sure, I say, sitting up and smiling triumphantly. Michael lives in Release, but has family in Arbor. He's visited a few times, and I see him when I visit Neil. He keeps trying to seduce me, oblivious to the fact that monologuing in a consciously modulated voice, even if he is smart, is not the way to win me or anyone, for that matter. And I hate jazz. He's obsessed with it. Why can't women be like men and merely enjoy sex? He had said about an hour ago as we sat on my futon in my room drinking beers. Men are emotional too, I had countered. Men think that all they're enjoying is the physical act, but since women invest a lot of love in it by default, since women give emotional support in general, men react to that too, not even realizing that they're doing it. No, he'd replied, you're wrong. Okay, I had smiled. You want to have sex with me, right? His eyebrows had jutted up. Well, he laughed nervously. Yeah, I'll let you and show you that you're wrong. So let's have sex. He'd smiled goofily, hesitated, leaned towards me and bent to kiss me. I pulled away. No, just sex, I had said. I started undressing. You're just gonna take off your clothes? Isn't that... He trailed off, laughing a little. We're having sex, right? Right. He took off his clothes. I lay back on my futon. Okay, go, I said. He tittered again, lay down beside me, started touching me while I remained completely still and passive. He tried to kiss me again. No kissing. But kissing is part of sex. Kissing is something you do to someone you like. He started massaging my breasts. I continued to lie unresponsive and still. He rolled on top of me and squirmed, hugged me, then rolled off. This isn't right. You have to at least respond, he said. You said men can have sex without emotion and that women are the ones who mess it up with feelings and love. I'm not messing it up. Go ahead, have sex with me. And that's when he looked at me, looked away, then got up and put his clothes on.
Good.
And that's not the end of the chapter.